Welcome to another episode of the Vino and Cisco podcast. And welcome back, Mr. Ovino. How you doing?
Francisco, how are you?
Good, bro.
Been a while.
I've been at the beach, bro.
It looks like you're still at the beach,
I've
right?
been at the beach. Look at us. Yeah, that's why we haven't had the show. I've been at the beach and, I've just been, chilling. Why am I going to be doing a show when I'm at the beach? Look at that. You see?
You keep thinking, right? Like since the last show, somewhere in January, I think between you and I, we must have amassed at least 30,000 miles in the sky.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Definitely. I
All
went
right.
to Guatemala twice. I'm going to Cancun July 27th. So, and then I want to go to New York again.
New York.
In England.
You went to Guatemala twice, right?
Yeah.
I went to Cameroon to watch the Nations Cup. I came back.
Oh, that's right.
I went to Sierra Leone. I came back. I was in Ohio. Probably at the end of this month heading to Atlanta, and it's good times. Good times, I guess.
Well, it's summer, and I don't know. You know what? Before we start, I want to get your thoughts on all these cancellation Delta flights. I think they canceled like 400 flights, didn't they?
Oh, Delta is not. Try American. They're the worst at it. There's got to be legislation, and I think there's something right now in the fine print that I think if they cancel within a period of time, I think within 2 hours of your flight and something like that, or if like you're already on the plane or something like that and it's delayed like for 3 or 4 hours, they compensate you. There's got to be actual legislation because these guys, they're taking your money, right? They're overbooking flights and they don't have the staff.
How does that work?
And they're giving you credits. No, there's got to be something.
How does it work? Okay, so basically, let's say, for example, because people that have never worked for Delta, the paying customers out there, you book your flight, right? Normally you book it, 4 months in advance, 5, whatever. And then the day comes, this weekend, something you anticipated literally in January, and then you cancel your flight, they cancel your flight, and now what? Like, what do you do now?
Yeah, they tell you go kick rocks.
Wow. They give you at least give you your money back?
No, they give you a credit because they just tell you to fly some other time. Go kick rocks. So check this out, right? Mm-hmm. So I read a story a few months back, and this is how crazy it is. The person was going through New York to get on a cruise, right? The cruise is non-refundable, and their flight got canceled or delayed something. I think it was canceled. Mm-hmm. And the airline said they didn't want to take any responsibility. So because the person is like, listen, if I miss this flight, I'm going to miss the cruise, and the cruise is non-refundable. So who should bear that responsibility? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in that particular case, what's going on? Is the airline company going to, compensate these individuals, or no? You just like you said, kick rocks.
They said no. They literally told him to kick rocks. They give him credit.
That's crazy.
And now he's fighting with a cruise company, and they're like, "Hey, sorry, you didn't make it." It's just there's got to. And listen, I'm not all about regulations and all that stuff, right? Because I believe in folks, really, doing the right thing and whatnot. But it's gotten so bad. I mean, I saw a picture of an airport in, I think it was Manchester or London. I mean, the place was full. I think over 26 flights canceled. That's just nuts, man.
Yeah, it is nuts. I don't know. I mean, I would be pissed off, but I normally don't fly during, like big holidays because I know it's too crazy. And I just avoid that madness.
I don't think I've ever been on a flight that was canceled before.
Me neither. I don't fly 4th of July weekends. I don't fly Christmas weekends. I don't fly like, Thanksgiving weekends. If I fly, it's like off season because it's cheaper and it's better. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
no
not.
cancellations for sure. Off season, you know that.
Yeah, but I'm flying because
You know?
I'm not flying because I'm looking at like if you gotta go, you gotta go,
Well,
right?
yeah, you gotta go. For
If there's
example,
something waiting for you on the other side,
there's
you
there's
gotta.
nothing going
I
on right
think,
now where you gotta go. It's 4th of July weekend. Like you don't have to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's 4th of July weekend. You don't. It's not a necessity to go to wherever they're going, New York or Miami or Dallas, wherever they're going in the world, in the country. They're going because they're on vacation. Everybody has a 4-day weekend starting on Friday and ends on Monday or Tuesday because some people take Tuesday off too. So it just depends how you schedule your
I
vacation.
always did. I always
I
took the
I would always
I always
schedule my
took the day after
vacations
the
this
holiday
way.
off.
So for example, if I would have been still working at the Big Brown machine or the other machine, I would have scheduled my vacation like this weekend, but I would have took Friday and Tuesday off, and there you go. That's an
Yeah,
extra week of vacation there, and a lot of people do that. So
I always schedule like that, right? The day
yeah,
after holiday, the day after Labor Day, day after Memorial Day,
right.
the July 4th. It gives you that like so you can go watch fireworks on Monday and not have to worry about going to work on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then you don't, you're all hungover or whatever. Like you're just, exhausted from the vacation or the 5-day weekend, 4-day weekend, whatever you took. You don't want to go to work the next day.
I don't have an issue being hungover. Sorry.
Oh yeah, because you just drink water and you're boring. Sorry.
Here.
Let's transition to the sporting news of the day. Cristiano Ronaldo, is asking for a trade from Manchester United. What are your thoughts since you're a super fan, kind of geeky, nerdy, obsessed, always wearing Manchester United gear? I noticed that.
It's all about the bag, right? Right.
Oh my God. Go
Cristiano,
ahead.
Manchester's Cristiano, and listen, I think this is a way of him really just motivating like the front office. We have not done any business this summer, right? And everybody else is bulking up. Tottenham's got like 5 new signings, right? Man City, they got like 2 or 3 big signings, right? Liverpool, they got Darwin Nunez, right? Everybody's. I'm not worried about Arsenal; they stink. Chelsea, they're going through a transition, so you got. But we have not really done any business. And remember, we just finished what's in 6th position. So Ronaldo's looking at it like, listen, I'm here. I've got about 2 or 3 good years left, and you guys are not ambitious in the transfer market. No, I'm going to request to get moved. And just watch. In the next week, I guarantee you, by the time we meet again next week, Manchester would have signed like 3, 4 players. Just watch.
I feel like it's a toxic environment there. I don't know if it has to do with the manager or they're not called managers, right? In soccer, what are they called? Coaches? The coach?
So you might have had a point there, right? But
Yeah.
we've cleaned out the entire front office. Everybody there is new. CEO, the sporting director, right? All those guys, even the head coach is brand new. Everybody's new, right? The owners are still the same. The Glazers, the same folks that own Tampa Bay Bucks, but everybody's new. So there was a time when people spoke about a toxic culture and blah blah blah. Not anymore because it's a new slate.
Not anymore. Okay.
They're just cheapskates right now. They're not trying to spend, and we're Manchester, man. We belong in the Champions League. Next year, we're going to be in the Europa League. That's going to hurt a little bit, but we'll get back up.
Yeah, so I think they do, like you mentioned, they need to pick up a couple big name players. I don't know what big name players are free agents right now, but they need a couple of them, and then they certainly need to beef up their defense.
Oh yeah,
It was just they were just getting destroyed this season.
they
I
they
felt.
they're right now. Last update, they're trying to get this guy from Ajax. Obviously, the coach came from Ajax, right? The head coach now came from Ajax. We already got their this left back from Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. The Eredivisie is the Dutch league. So we're trying to get the center back is Argentine, Lisandro Martinez. Um, and listen, like nothing against Argentines, but they've never worked at Manchester United, right? You remember Sebastian Veron?
Yeah.
Flop. You remember Angel Di Maria?
Mm-hmm.
Flop. Marcos Rojo? Flop. Right. So you know, there's just something with Argentines.
You know what it is? It's I think it's the just the language. You know, like in Spain, because where are they successful in Spain? You know, Spanish leagues.
Yeah, but come on.
I think it has to do with just the lifestyle there, being in England. You know, not understanding the language. I'm assuming for the good majority of players that don't speak English, they go to England. Everybody speaks English. You speak Spanish. It's going to be a harder transition than somebody going from Argentina to Spain and playing in Barcelona, playing in Madrid, playing. Do you understand that everybody speaks Spanish in Spain? So it's an easier transition. So that psychologically affects you as a player. So I don't know if that's a big factor, but you got to take that into consideration. And, Argentinian players, they're a little arrogant also. There's a little bit of arrogance in that particular culture of that particular people.
We gotta look at like Carlos Tevez did okay, right? But I think they complain about the weather. I get it, dude. Manchester, I've been there. Manchester's cold all the time, right? And then I just think there's this reluctance to assimilate. There's just this reluctance to assimilate and learn the culture, learn the language, right? The Brazilians do well in England, right? The Brazilians do really excellent in England. I just don't know why the Argentines, and they're all from South America. Look at England and look at all the Brazilians that have like played very well over the years. Assimilated very well. There's just something with Argentines and England that I don't know what it is, but if we get him, hopefully Maguire goes to the bench. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, what's good? So everybody, like my brother would say that, my nephew, like Maguire, I don't know why he still plays. What's going on? I mean, is there some sort of favoritism with the management team and the coaching staff? Is that what it is?
You're spot on. The problem with he's English, and there's bias always, right? The reporters don't criticize him as much.
Yeah.
When he plays for the national team, granted he plays okay, they hail him up, but he's terrible for club. He's terrible, and they still back him up. And put it this way, like Pogba just left Man U, right?
Yeah, no, I heard he wasn't happy.
He has a bad game, man. He's getting killed. If Maguire bad game by the media, and it got so bad that the media turned. They got the fans to turn on Pogba. When Maguire has a bad game, you don't hear anything, and it is what it is, I guess,
Yeah, well, let's transition. Enough with Manchester United. I don't, I don't know where Cristiano's going to go. So
he's not leaving.
Okay, well, let's say, for example, let's entertain him leaving. Where would he go? Where would be the best fit for Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, the best player in the world?
Bayern Munich.
What?
Bayern Munich.
Really?
He's either going to go to Bayern Munich or he's going to go back to Madrid. He's not going to go to Barcelona.
I was thinking about that. I think he should go to Madrid. Madrid would be a perfect place for him.
And he can, but Madrid, they've spent so much money. I don't think they can, but they got money.
You're saying they can afford him? They just won the Champions League. Come on, they're getting a lot of revenues this year.
Yeah, but
they won everything. So why wouldn't they, be able to do it?
No, they brought in the guy from Chelsea, Antonio Rudiger, who, by the way, his parents are from Sierra Leone. The German international. They also brought in the French midfield, Chouameni. So they spent a lot of money already. I don't know if they can take on or Cristiano Ronaldo's salary right now. But remember, the guy from Bayern Munich is leaving, Lewandowski. He wants to go.
Yeah, I just don't see Ronaldo there. I just don't see it.
They got Sadio Mane already from Liverpool.
Okay. I don't see him there. They don't.
If they Ronaldo at Bayern Munich, they're winning everything.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's transition to USC versus, not versus, USC UCLA. We're moving to the Big 10. What's going to be the Big 12 now with those two additions? What do you think? What are your thoughts? What?
How did that happen?
I know why. I mean, how did it happen? Okay, you got to think about the SEC. They're like the mega conference now. You know, I'm tired and sick and tired of seeing Alabama and Georgia, whoever the hell's in the SEC in the national title game. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's boring. So it's like, not only is it boring, it's not competitive, and all these teams want to go to that conference. So the Big Ten needs to compete with the SECs, the Georgias, all these big powerhouse football teams. I mean, I'm not surprised. USC is alone a powerhouse. With UCLA too, you know, they've always been pretty successful in football. So it makes perfect sense them going to a bigger conference. And then not to mention the revenue of the Ohio State game, Michigan game, Penn State game. Come on. Those are going to be big revenue games. So
be honest. I want you to be honest with me, right?
Yeah.
Do you think this was the move to go from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten? Is it a financial move or is it a competition move?
It's both. It's both. It's both. It's financial because, like I said, you're going to get those big revenue games, Ohio State versus USC. Come on, like that's going to be a big game either way over there, you know, Ohio State or here at SC at the Coliseum. So, I mean, it's going to be a sold out. It's going to be a sold out game, and even you know, it doesn't matter what the records. Okay, that's one. Michigan too. USC Michigan, imagine that game. That's going to be an amazing game. Okay, so it's about money and it's about competitive. So competitive in the conferences.
So I think I'm going to debunk your argument right now because I think
you're going to debunk my argument.
Absolutely. Why? I think it's all about money. It's not
I said it's about money, but it's also about competition, and you have to consider that. Why are you shaking your head?
It's all about.
There's plenty of competition in the Pac-12. I know
that. All right. So check this out, right?
Yeah.
Outside of Michigan and Ohio State, give me another powerhouse in the Big Ten.
They have Wisconsin.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, Wisconsin is always a powerhouse in the Big Ten. Have you ever seen Iowa Hawkeyes?
National level.
What do you mean? Are you talking about Wisconsin? You never heard of Wisconsin football games and Wisconsin having good teams?
Listen, man, dude, I'm a college football fan. I've been watching Wisconsin. Remember, I almost went to Wisconsin, right? I've been watching them since they had Alvarez, right? But when was the last time they won anything?
They haven't won anything because it's either been Ohio State or Michigan on top. Okay, let's not talk about Wisconsin. What about let's say, for example, another Big Ten team, Penn State. What about Penn State?
When was the last time they won anything?
Penn State's been pretty. They've been winning games.
Listen, they're traditional big name schools. I'm asking.
What about Michigan? Isn't Michigan State in the Big Ten?
What?
The Michigan State Spartans. What are you talking about? They're always good.
Michigan State is really good in basketball. When was the last time they won anything?
They're good in football too. Have you not seen the Michigan State games? They're good.
They're a big name school, so you hear about them all the time, but they don't win. It's the same thing in the Pac-12. Stanford is a big name school.
Okay, I'm telling you. it has to do with name recognition. Okay, the powerhouses in that particular conference. It makes total sense, and like you said, it is about financing. I mean, the money. It's about money.
Is Oregon and Ohio State not on the same level in regards to money?
I think so. Yeah, I think Ohio State is always a better team.
In the middle of the country, I get it. Blah blah blah. The boosters and all that stuff. But who's got more money than Oregon?
Yeah, right? Oregon. But hey, guess this. Or did you hear this? Oregon's already considering going to the Big Ten too.
I think
heard that today.
I think they will.
Yes, it makes total sense for Oregon to go too.
But and the Pac-12 is going to have to do something to hold them back, because if Oregon leaves, the Pac-10 is done. They're done.
Yeah.
Right. They're done because the big name schools. It's like, listen, I mentioned Wisconsin and Penn. Big name schools. They don't win much, but they have a following, right? And that's why it's all about the dollars. And it just doesn't exist in the Pac-12 or the Pac-10, whatever it is. Right? The TV schedule sucks, right?
Yeah, it's because they're all like late games, like 7:00 at night.
Friday night.
Like nobody. And Friday night games. And, right. And people in the East Coast, they don't really want to watch Pac-12 games because of the timing. Yeah, you're right.
No, right. So
okay. Well, let's transition to the PGA Tour, and what is this? The LIV? What is it? What is the acronym for that? I mean, that's the acronym. What is the
So you have
LIV mean?
You haven't been following that?
No, I'm not big in golf. I don't follow golf. I don't really care about golf. I don't watch it. Do you? You watch golf?
Absolutely, I love golf. I watch every sport, man.
Oh my god, golf is boring, bro. Sorry.
I watch hockey. I'm like the only black guy that watches.
I like hockey too. Hockey's interesting, but not golf. Golf is boring.
So obviously, and look, listen, money rules the world, right? So the PGA is like the NBA, right? The governing board, governing structure or body for golf.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a breakaway from that governing body, and the breakaway is sponsored by Saudi Arabia, the actual state, right? And they're making this breakaway organization less events, and they're giving them guaranteed money, right? I mean, the prices are like crazy.
So Saudi Arabia is involved.
Saudi Arabia is sponsoring it.
And all that oil money. Okay, well, I mean, they're never going to. PGA's done.
They give Phil Mickelson like $200 million up front.
I know, I heard. Okay, I watch SportsCenter and I watch ESPN and all that, and I read up some articles. So I did hear about Phil Mickelson going to LIV, and they're giving them like millions and millions of dollars, and then they're trying to pursue some other big name, like Tiger Woods said no, right? I heard Tiger Woods said no, and then they approached another golfer.
They offered him $1 billion. He turned it down.
$1 billion?
Yes.
Why? What's wrong with it?
You just say,
yeah, why? Why would you turn that down? So like, what? $1 billion? You turn that down?
He's already a billionaire.
So he's already $1 billion. So why would you turn that down? That's crazy. It's pissing me off. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
So you would take the money all day?
Yes, I would take the $1 billion. Are you crazy? Who the hell wouldn't take $1 billion? Tiger Woods wouldn't take $1 billion. Only a maniac wouldn't take $1 billion.
Because the folks that are not taking the money are saying Saudi Arabia is obviously they back terrorists and they were involved with the 9/11.
Oh, that's what it is? Oh, okay. Kind of like patriotism or whatever. And
obviously, an American, some news reporter from Jamal Khashoggi was murdered, right? Apparently by the Saudis. So it looks like the Saudis are trying to clean their image up a little bit, right? Why will, right? By doing this. So some people think, I don't want blood money, blah, blah, blah. But obviously you take it, huh?
Yeah. I'll take the $1 billion.
God, no morals.
I don't. I'll be happy in my beach house and my pool and you know, just enjoying life. And not thinking about anybody but my $1 billion in my bank
Well,
account.
I'm not even gonna try and be righteous on this, you know.
Yeah, no, I would take that money in a heartbeat. I don't care. I don't have any morals. Sorry.
And it's not. And maybe I'll take the money too. You know.
You would take the money. Shut up, dude. Let's transition to. Let's talk about something that was pissing me off. NBA free season. I mean, NBA free agent season. What are your thoughts?
The NBA is a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess.
I think that, I saw a stat that said they're averaging $11 million a year, this free agency. I mean, if you know how to dribble a basketball, you're getting a max contract. They're giving out max contracts like candy. You take a max, you take max, you take a max.
Yeah.
The guy in Denver, $264 million for 5 years.
Yeah, well, he was, two-time MVP, right? So it makes sense.
Think about that kind of money. But they tell us the economy is bad.
Man, they generate so many billions of dollars. The NBA generates billions of dollars here in the United States. We're not even talking about China and other places of the world.
If there's a recession, you don't think that's going to affect ticket sales and merchandise sales?
It hasn't, actually. It hasn't.
So all that recession talk, throw it out the window because these guys know better.
Yeah, but hey, man, you got to spend money to make money. That's the golden rule in business. So what about the Kevin Durant request to trade? What are your thoughts on that?
Why is he like that? What's wrong with that kid?
Well, I don't know. I think it has to do with like psychology. He has like psychological issues, dude. He gets all offended when you on Twitter. He goes on Twitter rants and he gets all like sensitive or when people like criticizes him. Like, really, dude, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Money for me, if I'm making the type of money Kevin Durant's making, Westbrook, Kyrie, anybody in the NBA, you can throw crap on me, like literally feces, and I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna go into the locker room and take a shower. Because guess what? I'm gonna go jump in my Ferrari and I'm gonna go to my mansion. You know what I mean? Like none of that stuff would faze me, bro. Like like Kobe, like Kobe and all these like superstars like Jordan. The people, the fans don't faze you. You block them out. But Kevin Durant, the Westbrooks, they're a bunch of babies. You can't tell them anything because they tell you to F off. Like I've seen some videos with Westbrook, they're like taunting him, they're calling him Westbrick and all that crap. And he's like, F you. And he gets all pissed off. And I'm like, dude, why? Ignore them. They're morons. They probably never ever touched a basketball in their life. You know what I mean? They probably chug down more beers than anything else. It's like, why would you care? A big fat slob is telling you crap. That's what will make sense with the Kevin Durants and the Westbrooks and Kyrie Irvings. It's like, dude, stop being a big freaking baby, man. You're making millions of dollars. Like, shut up.
As much as I don't want to agree with you, I gotta agree. He's so timid. Like, it's weird. What do you think about the clip? So 2 questions. Do you think the Lakers? I heard the Lakers are trying to get Kyrie. That would be good.
So yeah, I heard that. But you know what? Why don't we just get Kevin Durant?
No.
Can't afford him?
No.
Why?
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 No.
The Lakers should get Kevin Durant.
No. Kevin Durant and LeBron, they play the same position.
So? I don't care. You put Kevin Durant in the power forward spot and you put LeBron in the small forward. Problem solved.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant, it doesn't play defense and he doesn't rebound.
Then you put a center on, it's just like you work around that. I don't know why, that would be a perfect fit. Or you can even put LeBron as a small guard.
No, I would rather do
the ball anyway.
I would rather do a sign and trade, get Westbrook out of here.
Yeah.
Right, and get Kyrie in. And
Kyrie's not gonna, first of all, okay, I'm telling you this. Westbrook's stock is like plummeting. Boom, it's going down. Nobody's gonna want it, not to mention his attitude, dude.
And he makes too damn much. He's
toxic, bro. That guy's toxic. Any locker room he goes in there, people are just he turns it into a toxic locker room. I think that's Westbrook's problem, is that his stock is plummeting right now in my book. And if they trade Westbrook, what team's gonna take him? And for who and what? And I'm pretty sure if I was a general manager or whoever is in charge of negotiating these trades, I would not take. I would take Westbrook, but in my mind, I'll be like, okay, I'll take Westbrook, but you need to give me like another all-star or give me a bunch of picks. And that's it.
You're thinking as a fan. Think as a businessman. Thinking
as a businessman.
No. He's got an expiring $47 million contract. You absorb that, and then the next year you got all this cap space, right? So whoever takes him is not taking him because he's going to take him to the playoffs. Whoever is going to take Westbrook wants that contract to expire so they can get cap space. So that you got to put your GM hat on, right?
Okay.
That's what.
Okay. So what team would take Westbrook, and who would get? Who do the Lakers get? I mean, are you talking about negotiating a trade with Brooklyn for Kyrie and Westbrook and who else from the Lakers?
It would have to involve another team. Be like
another team, like a multi-team trade.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see it right now. But I mean, it's gonna be. It's already starting to be an interesting NBA free agency season, off season.
What you say? The Clippers got John Wall.
Yeah, that's a great signing for the Clip Show.
Great signing for them.
That's a great, amazing signing. Now, John Wall has had injury issues, issues with injuries and stuff. So, would it be like another year of just injury-prone players, or is it going to be where everybody's healthy and the Clippers can finally get that chip? You know what I mean? No, right?
They're going to manage Kawhi.
They're going to what?
They're going to try and game manage Kawhi. PG is going to do PG and choke when it matters. And John Wall, I don't think dude hasn't played basketball for a minute, and you don't know what you're getting. Maybe he's motivated.
It was a great signing. We just got to see John play a couple of games. I'm interested to see the Clip Show this upcoming season and see how good they are. I mean, man,
want to buy?
Am I gonna buy season tickets? No, because I'm not a Clipper fan. I like the Lake Show.
But we could split it to go watch games.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we can go watch the Laker games, and we can go watch.
I'm telling you now, on a record, about Chargers season tickets. Don't come to me last minute. Look at some of the games that you put in and tell me now.
The only thing I can tell you is the Raider Charger game. Sell it to me. I'll buy them.
It's going to cost you.
Oh, man. Look at everybody. Let me explain something about Mr. Vino here. Friend. This guy's the biggest scumbag of all time when it comes to selling stuff or whatever. Like he just thinks about himself making money. This fool's fucking trying to sell me these tickets for like $500. He's insane. So I pay $1,000 to go see the Raiders versus Chargers, and this fool thinks it's a bargain. He makes it sound like it's a bargain. He's hooking me up. No, it's not a hookup if I'm paying $1,000 for a damn 2 football seats. Get out of here, man. You say it with a straight face. That's what pisses me off about your ass.
I should sue you for defamation of character right now.
No, it's not. It's the truth.
You know how much I sold my Cowboy tickets for?
How much?
$1,400.
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to do that to me, guys. He's trying to sell me $500 Raider tickets. I'm like, get out of here. I'm not paying that. No. I'd rather just go watch him in Vegas.
It's business. If you don't buy, somebody else is gonna buy it. So what's the
Yeah, I
point?
know. That's not to some other sucker.
What are you trying to say? You want the homie discount?
You don't get. There's no such thing with Vino. There's no homie discount with Vino. There, you know that. Look, that's why this was laughing. There's no homie, dude. Every ticket you're trying to sell me are like over $200. And I was like, dude, what is up with this guy?
Why would I sell you?
And then one of them, you told me you were gonna give me a game. You never gave me a game. You were just trying to sell me all the tickets. You're a scumbag, bro.
So, dude, did I give you a Kansas City game and you said you couldn't make it?
I couldn't make it.
So, talking about. So, hang on. This is the guy that 10 minutes ago said, forget principles and blah and morals. He'll take the money all day.
Yeah.
And this guy that is telling me I should sell something that is worth $1,500, I should give it to him for $200. Are you out of your mind?
No, but I mean, don't try to sell me tickets and I mean, sell me the face value of the ticket, not the inflated, StubHub price. That's like a scumbag move.
It's the going rate.
Huh?
It's the going rate.
No, you can like, if you want to get rid of them, you can sell it to me the price you bought them.
I gotta pay for my season tickets and I gotta pay for my.
Man, you're just trying to make money off people.
I gotta pay. And dude, the Chargers are gonna be good this year, so I'm not gonna be selling a whole lot.
They are gonna be good. I don't know. I mean, look, like I said, if I'm going, I'll go to the Raider game, take my daughter with me, and maybe go to like if the Chargers don't play Miami Dolphins, right?
You know what? Let me look at their
If
schedule.
they play the Dolphins, then I'll take my brother to that game and we'll ask him if he wants to buy tickets. But I mean, I'd rather go to Vegas and watch the Raiders.
Your brother is a Miami Dolphin fan.
Yeah, he likes the Dolphins.
Man, they got that receiver, homeboy.
Oh, yeah. No, the Dolphins, honestly, this offseason they stocked up. They got some pretty decent players, bro.
So let's see. I'm trying to look at the Chargers schedule. Chargers schedule. Is it? Why can't I see it? No, I don't want the preseason. So let's. Ooh, they got the Raiders. Hold on.
Yeah, they play the Raiders every year. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, first game. Hang on. Okay, so here we go. Dude, the season's about to start. All right. First game. What? Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. All right, the Raiders, September 11th. Raiders at Chargers.
Nice.
Batisca, you want those tickets?
How much are going to sell them to me? If I got $500 each ticket, I'm not buying crap. You're out of your mind.
They got Kansas City away. Jacksonville's coming to town. They suck. Denver's coming to town. You got Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
Let's see who else is coming to town. Let's see. Miami's coming to town December 11th.
Okay, cool. Man, maybe that ticket. Save me.
And obviously they got the Rams at home on New Year's Day. Woo! That one is no good for big money. Woo!
You're full.
Oh my God, I was gonna go for at least 2K. And you know what's crazy? I got parking too. So.
All right, you want to transition to Vino Inspires?
Oh, you want something today, huh? Let me give you something today. All right.
We on our way to get all of our blessings. It's in the way you pray for me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Check this out, right?
Yeah.
This is my Vino Inspires tip for today, right? Someone once said that if you spend too much time looking backwards, you run the risk of tripping going forward.
Mm-hmm.
That again. If you spend too much time looking at your past, you run the risk of tripping over yourself looking at what's ahead. Right? You got to understand that things that occurred in your life and in your past should be a stepping stone for what is to come. Look at it as experience. and be better.
That's
what
great. That's great. Thank you. Good job, Vino, for that.
there.
Because you're right. You know, sometimes when you make mistakes. I've been reading today a Harvard review, and for some reason, the issue for I think it's this month or next month, it's coping with failures. I gotta get the magazine, but it discussed about how to learn from failure. You know what I mean? Because when you fail, or even people like, let's say, for example, you fail in a marriage, you fail in a relationship, you fail at a job, you fail in your business, you tend to always look back and question yourself. And, there's obviously a sense of reflection, but there's a sense of disbelief and kind of like you're constantly like looking back and thinking, what about if I would have done this? What about if I would have done this differently? And you lose future opportunities because you're too much dwelling on the past, or you go into a great, depression, or you start abusing alcohol or any sort of drug. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that happens to them when they fail. They can't cope with failure. I think that's what it is. The issue is that people can't cope with failure and cope with not being successful. So what they do is they go into depression, or they go into this, alcohol, drinking problem, doing drugs. Because what do when you do drugs, when you smoke, when you do drugs or you drink, you're trying to escape reality, right?
Exactly what it is.
That's basically what it is. So you're constant, not to mention you're constantly dwelling on the past. So like you mentioned, if you don't look forward, okay, you're going to miss future opportunities and you're going to trip up on being successful. Right. So you got to just leave things behind, man. Just look into the future. Think about, okay, I felt like that article, I suggest you go, it's a Harvard Business Review. It talks about dealing with failures in business. In your, obviously you also, you can learn from dealing from failures with your relationship, but a lot it's going on around because of COVID and because of just the way our economy is right now. They're talking about inflation and all that. There's a lot of people failing in businesses, failing and will not be, getting fired from jobs because that particular business that we're working in is probably going down, and they're closing down. So it's just, there's a lot of people out there, and not to mention, I don't know what the rates are of depression, but I'm assuming they're really high right now. What do you think about depression?
It's, but mental health is just something that I think folks got to invest in, right? There's so much going on, man. Suicide rates coming out of the pandemic are still very high, right? Folks are coming out of the pandemic and they're looking at all what they've lost, right? In regards to family structure, jobs, blah, blah, blah. And, the lack of faith, also is just pushing them over the hill, right? They're taking their own lives. And you have to prioritize your mental health. I do these videos all the time. I have these conversations all the time that, your mental health is about you, right? It's not about anyone. You got to protect your space, and you got to do the things that support, positive mental health. And you can't allow anyone, family, friends, can't allow anyone to impede on that positive space. So, that's something we're gonna have to dissect, one of these shows, and probably even have a professional on and really speak about.
Yeah. So, in the future, like you said, moving forward and thinking about the future, like I said, like you said, it's important to do that, and transitioning to the future discussion of our podcast studio. So hopefully, and when we have a podcast, when our podcast studio is complete, we can have professionals come in and have like a serious conversation, maybe some mental health professionals. I know several people, and they've told me, they asked me, hey, Francisco, is it okay for me to come on the show and talk about mental health? I know somebody that works in like giving housing to homeless people in downtown LA. Wow. So that person's perspective or story will be very, very interesting to hear, and the struggles he goes to, just by trying to give people, somebody that's homeless, housing. That's an interesting story. So
Right.
much to come in the future, not to mention future flights. I'm gonna go to Cancun. Plenty to talk about when I come back from Cancun, which is like next month. I don't know what you're doing. You're going to Africa, aren't you?
I think I'm gonna go to Atlanta at the end of this month.
Oh,
I've
that's right,
got
you're going
that,
to Atlanta, huh?
and it's then all eyes. I want to make at least, God willing, 2 more trips to Africa by the end of this year.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, me too. I'm not Africa. I want to go to Europe. Gotta do it.
Europe is boring. Sorry.
Stop it. No, it's not.
That is to me.
Okay, well, do you have anything else to add, Mr. Vino?
That's it. Let's put the curtains down.
That's it. All right, man. Well, this was a really good show. So we're gonna have another show next week, next Saturday. So we changed our dates. We're gonna have shows on Saturday now. Okay, so keep on the lookout. You have anything else to add, Mr. Vino?
Talk about content, like what do you guys really want to hear from us, right? Is it more what's going on in like society, in the country? Is it, you want it to be more sports centric? Like let us know. I know you turned up the comments. I don't know why.
I turn on the comments. They're on now on every show. Yeah, so I guess like Vino said, give us some feedback. What you want? If you guys want like strippers on the show, interviewing like strippers. I think that's a great idea. I think Vino's just scared of his wife. She's gonna get mad at him if we have a room full of strippers. I think that's a great idea. Interviewing strippers. What do you think of Mr. Vino? No? He's out. All right, guys. Great show, Mr. Vino. Until next week. Take care. God bless you guys. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Fireworks on Monday, baby.